Yo, yo, yo.
Yo, guess who's back? Back at
What
it
it
again,
do?
y'all. Episode 9, y'all. Episode
Number
9.
9.
We in there, episode 9. All the
Right.
gold podcast, all the gold, all the time. Y'all.
Before we even start, I just want I didn't point it out, but do you notice every time I wear a different hat for each episode?
Yeah, I peep. Yeah, I peep.
Yeah.
Boy got the swag, yo.
Yeah.
Boy got the swag. Yeah, I peeped that. Nice.
Oh man, so look, as soon as we come on watching the podcast, just let everybody know, episode 9, all the gold podcasts, but soon we call him The Rock. The final boss wants to be on the press conference right now.
I'm thinking Rock is starting to troll us because he working against our schedule.
Yeah, yeah. He wants to be
two episodes.
he wants our souls. Right.
Derek Coop.
Right.
I want your soul.
Okay.
Oh man, yo, tonight, what an episode. Again,
What episode?
the last episode we broke the news about The Rock coming back tonight. And tonight we had so many what ifs, like what's gonna happen, this is gonna happen. I was excited about SmackDown all day. I was just making my meals, got my snack. I'm like, okay, I'm watching it. My wife was watching it with me. It was like, let's kick off the show, bro.
Let's kick it off. So first off, looking at the notes, we get, what was it, Solo coming in? Was it Solo? No, I'm taking back a little bit further. Hold up. That's why I forgot to flip my page. Let's be real.
I got McIntyre.
Right. So SmackDown kicks off with Cody and Nick Aldis. Nick says Cody that he's taking him out of the 6-man tag. And Cody was kind of baffled. He was like, well, why would you take me out the 6-man tag? We already knew what was happening, right?
Yeah.
He takes it from the 6-man tag, takes Tama Tonga out, and then he just replaced it. And not even really replaced it. He just made it a regular tag match. Damian and Braun versus Solo and Jacob. But here's the kicker. I'm gonna go a little bit forward because I don't know if anybody caught that, but they if you pass the opening match with Drew and Jimmy, Solo did a backstage when he came pulling up, and he thought it was just Tama and Jacob going against Braun and Damian. So I guess they filled him in, whatever. But anyway, going back to that, we already knew what he was going to pull it out because The Rock was there. He wanted to confront Cody. But then we're going to go in that opening match. The very first match was Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre. How you feel about that one?
I thought this match was okay. At this time, I'm cooking and making my snacks or whatever. So my thought process was, okay, I'm thinking McIntyre's going to win this match, hands down. That's what I thought at the time.
Right.
So a nice little back and forth. I feel like I would give it I said a 4.5 for a reason because it was a surprise. I feel like because I was like, wait a minute, Jimmy won the match. I was like, okay, wait a minute, what's going on?
It surprised me too.
It surprised me too, but the smart thing they did was they gave Drew McIntyre some heat.
Right.
At the end of the match, they gave him some heat and they make him upset. They're playing to the factor that he's going to be upset if he loses the match. He's going to be upset if he loses the chamber. I do feel like he's going to lose the chamber. He's not going to win that match. He's going to be upset whoever he goes against. So that was a good way for him to generate more heat, just to make him that badass, annoying ass heel like he's going to be. So that was a cool start to the show. That was a cool start to the show. What you got?
Yeah, for sure. It's that's that crazy ring alarm. Disregard that, people. I do live in the house, but yeah, man. What I think about that is it's crazy because I wasn't expecting Drew to actually lose that match. Like I said, I thought that was him losing that match. Well, we know he's not going to win the Elimination Chamber. Let's just be real. But I think it just takes steam away from him. Maybe they're doing a feud right now with Cody. I mean, not Cody. Excuse me, with Jimmy, and they're trying to do a small mini feud with Jimmy and Drew. So we shall see. I don't know for sure, but I think that I think for sure that they are trying to do something with him. I don't even know if they're even going to do with Damian and Drew at this moment.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard Damian and Drew are gonna they're gonna feud at WrestleMania. So that's what I heard. So maybe it's a finish where Damian Prince, Drew McIntyre, he gets frustrated, he attacks him,
Right.
a tag or something like that. So that's what I heard on that. So I'm interested to see how that's gonna go.
Let's just go back a couple weeks, because I mean, even with the last couple weeks, last 4 weeks, Damian was beefing with LA Knight. It was just all over the place,
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with that, but Jim, I think they're trying to do something with him and Jimmy right now.
Right. Yeah, it seem like they are. Yeah, change his damn outfit, by the way. Jesus.
We'll see how that goes. You want to touch on the next segment?
The next segment, am I right? I believe it was a point where Solo Sikoa, and with the backstage with
that's why I went a little bit forward to tie in that first segment. But I mean, going on that one, him and Solo pulled up. He came out with the usual dark garb on. Remember last week he had all white on.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing with that. I thought it was some
Yeah.
symbolism or something. So anyway, back in his old bloodline gear. Not really much to say about it. The fact that I covered it. He said he's gonna talk to Nick Aldis. So I think basically just making teasers. I mean, just trying to pull teasers with Solo and Jacob Raw. He did give him a certain look though. I don't know if you caught that when they was coming to the ring. In the last match, I think he gave him a certain look. So
when they was talking, right? They're going to the ring and they kind
of
right. He did.
Yeah.
Also, pay attention to when he keeps saying "I love you." Solo Sikoa, the last person he said "I love you" to was Jimmy Uso before he attacked him. He keeps saying that.
Man, this man cooking with fish grease, man.
He keeps saying that. Like,
yeah,
pay attention to that. He keeps saying that over and over again for some reason. Every time they say that in the bloodline, somebody's getting attacked. Like somebody's gonna get turned on. So he keep turned on.
Right.
I mean,
that's crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
Where's your loyalty at?
Exactly. So I feel like that they're gonna build that up. So I guess that will make Solo the heel and Jacob the face. So I guess that's how it's going to be. So yeah,
heel versus heel. I'm going heel versus heel.
I'd rather be heel versus heel though. Even when I just said that, so I'd rather be that because I don't want to see him face Jacob too. Because you know what happens? What I don't like about wrestling sometimes, like whenever a character becomes from heel to face,
right?
Let's say it's Triple H turning from heel to face, Roman heel to face. I feel like it kind of makes the character weak a little bit because it kind of make the character gets beat up more in a sense. You know what I'm saying? So I hope they don't do that with Jacob. Turn him face and all of a sudden, So, but I do like the heel versus heel factor. That will be way better than that. So I'm gonna go with that. So I'm agree with you on that one.
Okay. All right. So. Spinning the wheel. Next segment was kind of funny, man. I really thought that this segment was funny. R-Truth, Miz, and Mello, the backstage segment, and he said he got a mystery partner, or whatever. So I'm like, okay, who's a mystery partner? I'm not even thinking, you know what I'm saying? And then when they come back from break, Zelina Vega, that's Zelina Vega in between that whole match. That was a fire promo with her. I really like that one. But then R-Truth actually comes out to challenge, Miz and Mello, right? And this man said, I got my mystery partner. He's right here in Louisiana night. I said,
I was like, oh, wait.
I was dying on that joint.
I'm sitting there thinking, like, who is he? I was Googling at that point. I'm like, who's he going to say?
Man, I'm looking at wrestlers. I'm trying to figure out mystery partner from, because he teased it. He's like, mystery partner from Louisiana. I'm trying to find all the wrestlers from, like, that area.
Then the announcer was like, announcer got so livid, got so upset.
Right.
He's not from New Orleans. He's from
even LA Knight. When he came out, LA Knight looked at him and said, I mean, if you read his lips, he said, I ain't from no effing Louisiana.
That was funny. I was like, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
That was
his comedy sticks. They don't miss, yo.
He never misses.
The comedy, they don't miss, man.
Yeah. He never misses. That was a fun match.
But then even at the end, you had Shinsuke Nakamura interfering in that match. They're building up the U.S. title match maybe for WrestleMania, or maybe for WrestleMania, or maybe they might throw it in for Elimination Chamber. I don't know, but I know it's gonna be LA Knight versus Shinsuke for the title soon.
maybe they're fighting in parking lot or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
No,
a pre-match.
Right.
I don't want this.
It's
I'm
wild,
good
man.
on. I don't want LA Knight. I want something better for him. I don't want this. But
Yeah.
it's where we're going. So maybe they might hear us again. So you never know. So
Yeah.
he might
But
hear us again.
here's the thing, though. Like, I think you should do that match earlier. Maybe, I mean, seriously, may consider doing it at Elimination Chamber, or maybe like have him drop the belt on SmackDown, the next SmackDown. Because I mean, if you can actually have a feud, or you can actually build up a small mini feud with someone else in the mid card to challenge LA Knight. You know what I'm saying? Like, challenge LA Knight for the title at WrestleMania, and I can still see LA Knight retaining on WrestleMania. I just think that I think that would be a waste of match, Shinsuke versus LA Knight. I mean, we're gonna wait maybe like another month for it to happen. Like, nah, drop the belt already.
Yeah.
He's not doing anything for it.
Move forward at this point. I don't see it. Like, I'm not excited for it, to be honest.
Right.
And I like LA Knight. It just I don't like this feud for him. Like, so
yeah,
I'm not excited about it. So move forward, yo.
This remind me of like a 91, maybe 1990, 91 great Muta feud with like, maybe Sting or 93. I think it was 93. Anyway, between 90 and 93. I can't remember offhand. But yeah. Great Muta and Sting, you know what I'm saying? Just that's what it reminds me of for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah.
Got you. Where we at?
So we are at the next segment, which would, Tiffany versus Candice LeRae. I already knew what it was going to happen. You already know the outcome of that. Charlotte comes down to the ring to do commentary. Nia comes out after that. And after Nia comes out, Tiffany wins the match with the prettiest moonsault. I think that move is just like the way she lays out. It's very smooth. It's like she's going in slow motion.
It's perfect. It's she got
it. Like she moves. It's like she flips backward in slow motion.
Yeah, it does look like that.
It is. Yeah.
It's excellent. Yeah.
Right. So then Nia attacks Trish Stratus. Nia attacks Trish Stratus, comes out. She stops the whatever attack from Nia. Nia stacks both of them up, hit the Annihilator on them, smash them, and then Charlotte comes in and points to the WrestleMania sign. I'm like, first of all, okay, let's just touch base on this match, man. First of all, this match has already bored the hell out of me already. The build up for this match is so boring. Yeah. First of all, so predictable. They could have picked another opponent for Tiffany Stratton. I'm not really feeling this. I don't think Charlotte should have been boosted to the picture, that quick from her return, because first of all, we know that she's already a multi-time champion. She really doesn't need the belt for a feud. She could have feuded with somebody else, just to have a match at WrestleMania. They could have given the spotlight to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Like, gave the match. I would have had Nia Jax versus Tiffany Stratton for at WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I was hoping they still do like the whole triple threat angle with that. Because again, this goes back to what we were saying on Monday. Yeah, that was Monday, the Monday episode, and we were saying with it being 50 something days now,
right?
What you gonna do? Keep doing the same thing, attacking, pointing at the sign, like attacking. It's just
you gonna do that for a whole month? I'm like, yo, come on.
Where's the heat? Where's the major heat? So that's what I'm concerned too. Yeah. So
right.
I hope they do a triple threat match. I'd rather see that. But what I'm saying. So
right.
Triple threat match, you put Tiffany over, give her a chance to get that WrestleMania win, give her a chance to get that spotlight. Charlotte does not need this win. She don't. A lot of times I feel like whenever she comes back, she comes right back into the title scene every single time.
Every time. And that's what
they rush her title reigns too. Like they rush.
That's why she has 14 title reigns. She had 14?
Yeah, because she gets them so quick and she loses the belt, takes a break, gets injured, comes back. She's fighting for the title. Like, it's not really.
Yeah.
No, it's like, no. Yeah.
And it's not like she's been on the roster for years. I mean, Charlotte been wrestling a decade, maybe 12 years in WWE now?
Yeah.
So
yeah. They're trying to make her the greatest of all time. So it's a matter of time before you see her go after the Intercontinental title, the U.S. title, They're gonna make her the GOAT of.
Like she gonna make like a women's like Grand Slam champion.
Yeah, she be the first women's Grand Slam champion. Like you're gonna see that. It's obvious.
Well, shit. I mean, can you even count? I know they said Bailey was a women's Grand Slam champion since they introduced those new titles. Like, technically, is she really a Grand Slam champion? Because she hasn't had every title now. So
technically, no. If that's the case, because you haven't had those two titles. So technically, no. So yeah.
So yeah, man. But yeah, that's that whole Charlotte thing, man. It's drying up like like watching your clothes dry in a dryer right now. It's not like nothing exciting about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, I don't think Tiffany's there yet with her promos all the way. You see that? I mean, it's good, but Charlotte is destroying her on the mic, which making her look weak. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So now I wonder, how do you not hide the fact that she's not like mic ready yet?
Right.
How do you hide that fact? That's what I wonder because of that. Why her getting constantly overshadowed? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I just think they made a mistake by putting her in the ring with Charlotte right now at this moment in this time in her career. I mean, she's still fresh. She only been on the main roster for 1 year. Yeah. And I'm not saying that she could have developed and did her thing in NXT, but you're going against somebody who's a seasoned vet, who's great on the mic. They could have added, like I said, they could have kept that feud going with her and Nia. They kind of balance each other out, almost. So, yeah. All right. So I mean, if you want to keep going on that one, but
I think that's it for that one. Let's just see what happens. I want to say triple threat, so that's my hope.
There's still time. There's still time.
We still got time to a lot of twists and turns with that storyline. So maybe that might be the thing. So we never know. So maybe you know what I'm saying. So maybe
right. So you want to go ahead and introduce the next one?
I believe the next segment was it the backstage segment with Naomi and Bianca Belair. Am I right?
I think for me, I got Cody and Damian backstage. Yeah, Cody and Damian's backstage, and just Damian coming up and telling Cody, Cody congratulated him for qualifying for the Elimination Chamber, and Damian just told him out of respect. He said, he's going to challenge him for his belt next.
He did.
I don't know what's going on.
I got a thought. Like I'm gonna save it to the Rock segment because everything kind of makes sense. I'm gonna hold that because everything kind of, if they do this the way, I'm just. Save that for that. Yeah, I'm gonna just save it for that. Yeah, I forgot about that segment. They're teasing a lot with Cody. They're really teasing a lot.
When we get to that segment, I got some things too. So yeah.
Okay. That's right. Gotcha.
So that whole thing was like, But anyway, Naomi and Bianca. Then we get to Naomi and Bianca backstage, and she was being interviewed by Byron Saxton about Jade. They was talking about how, what happened. But you see Naomi. Oh yeah, I know that's what happened. I know. She's saying, she's basically, how would you say it, making herself look guilty.
Yeah, it's becoming very obvious.
I know they did it. You know what I'm saying? Like jumping out there. I see the seeds they playing with that.
Yeah. Two things could happen. It could be Naomi, or it could be a complete swerve. Right. So, based on how they've been doing things lately, I think it might be a complete swerve. I'd rather be Bianca for the situation. And did they some mention also she never texted me back or something they said about it? And I was like, yeah, because y'all know y'all packed her up. Right. I wouldn't text back neither. So so I'm hoping they do a swerve. It's looking like it's obvious, like it's Naomi, but looking back, everything how it should look and the feud, what it can go, in the direction it can go. Right. I'd rather be Bianca in that situation just to see, just to see the seeds. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, they still got a chance to even make it Bianca. Like they could write something in where Bianca gave her the orders to do it. You never know. So,
like Rikishi.
Right. Or because Bianca was actually wrestling in that match. I remember it clear. And I think maybe they could have like Bianca, told, hey, look, we need to get rid of her. She's dragging me down, something like that, and have them. I used to do with the remember the old back in the Attitude Era, they used to have GTV. Remember
Oh
GTV?
man,
Yeah, and
JT,
then have something like that, and have a
yeah,
conversation being recorded with them. Somebody record a conversation.
mm,
Ideas,
yeah.
man. Cooking with fish grease.
Even now, what was it? SummerSlam 2020, SummerSlam 02.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Triple H.
Right.
The
Right.
parking lot
Right.
segment. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They scale out with the camera. He goes, "It was you," and like,
yeah,
it could be that too. So,
or I mean, you could do the Rock and Rikishi joint. I did it for the Rock. So there's so many things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is.
Right. So after that segment, then we had a Alexa Bliss promo. It was pretty cool. Just the typical Alexa Bliss stuff. Happy she's back. Fresh. It's a fresh matchup for someone. So, but then we're gonna get to the segment we all been waiting for, ladies and gentlemen. Coop, I'm gonna let you take it off on this one first.
Ooh, yo,
I'm gonna eat me a nugget real quick.
Yeah, yo. So let's go back to yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
So we was getting ready to record the episode. We had NXT and AEW segment already written down, the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to scroll on Instagram. The Rock was like, "I'm coming back." I was like, "What's going on?" I was like, "Something's up." Right. It's so many different scenarios. And then he posted on his IG about the watch. So now we know what it was. The Monday, but after Raw, after WrestleMania 40, it was a watch that Rock gave Cody in his hand.
Mm-hmm.
So now, okay, storyline booking. I was like, this makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, my thought process. I love the intro. That was fire. He came out, I was like, wait a minute, is he a face? Like what? I kept like, okay, he's shaking hands and he's smiling. I was like, is he a face? What we doing? And I feel like this is how I know they watched the internet dirt sheets and the YouTubes and the podcasts, people like us, and they were playing into that. They were playing into that. He came out as a face, picked somebody's phone up and gave it to him. Like he did so many things as a face, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And announced WrestleMania 42. Get the big pop. We're gonna be there. We're going to that thing.
Yeah.
But get the big pop. And I was like, okay, face. And I was like, okay. Then he starts to ain't no sing along with the Rock. I said, okay, here we go. Cody comes out. I was like, okay, this is interesting. At first, I was thinking maybe they'll announce Cody versus Rock at next year's WrestleMania. Maybe this is my thought at the time. He's coming to the ring,
right?
And then as Rock cuts the promo, they keep. By the way, he's still talking. Okay, but by the way, as Rock cuts the promo to Cody, he was like, "I want you to be my champion."
Right.
At
first, I was confused. I was like, "What are we talking about?"
Here's my thought when I heard that. The last time you heard someone say that was 1999 Survivor Series. Corporate champion, Rock.
Corporate,
champion. My champion. Vince McMahon said that. This is a callback moment from when the Rock first, you know what I'm saying? Rock was going the face route, completely turned heel. Right. Here's my thought process. Sorry for the long answer, but think about what everybody been saying to Cody for the past, I'd say, month and a half. Yeah, Seth said something to him.
Go ahead, rap. Go ahead, do your thing. Cause I'm about to cook.
You had Damian Priest said something to him.
Right.
And it was the Miz said something to him. New Day said something to him. And every time they said something to him, you know how like you talk to somebody and what you say to them is like really resonate with them. They're like, that makes sense. Maybe I should. And every time Cody does that, that's when the wheels are turning.
Right.
I want them to push the button. Turn this man heel. Go with that. I don't know, but that's my thought process.
Oh, okay.
That's my thought. Cody, maybe Cena. Cody, maybe Punk. What you got, bro? Like you cooking over there? I can just tell.
Oh my God! See, okay, so this is where my gears were spinning, but I also got assistance from my wife because she sat right next to me and she was feeding me things because she was
shoot.
basically saying the same thing, like close to the same thing.
Okay.
I will say this. Is it, before I even get into it, do you think it's a good idea to turn the biggest babyface in your company heel?
Only reason I would say yes, because you have a story that's resonate with the fans. You have
Right.
Cena story is win the title. That's the only
Right.
thing I would say. Or you have Cena chasing, or somebody else chasing Cody for the belt. That's the only reason I would say, yeah, it would make sense.
And I'm gonna tell you why.
I see your concern though.
I'm gonna tell you why. Let's, before I tell you why about that, let me just tell you how I feel about it. Okay, so you have the dynamic of Cody Rhodes, who is a major babyface. John Cena. If John Cena wins, we still don't know if it's concrete in stone, but with the dirt sheets say, what you read, you do see that a lot of people is agreeing that John Cena might go ahead, win the Elimination Chamber, and move on to challenge Cody for the WWE Undisputed Championship at WrestleMania.
Right.
Here's the problem with that: you have a major babyface and a major babyface, right? That's, the fans are going to be all over the place. What they're trying to do, and I see what it, because you just said it, what my wife was telling me earlier. Cody is going to turn heel. Cody's going to turn heel, and the reason why he's going to turn heel, because of what I just said. You can't have two major baby faces colliding like that. The last time they did it was WrestleMania, if I'm not mistaken. WrestleMania 6, was it the Mega Power? Not Mega. Excuse me, Warrior and Hogan. Which one was that?
Maybe WrestleMania 17, probably.
Yeah, it was WrestleMania 7, but no, I'm talking about the Warrior and Hogan. Remember the first time?
Like
Warrior?
a mega. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I got to go back in the archives. I'm an old man, but I think it was WrestleMania. Where's the 5 or 6? One of those two.
Yeah.
Either one of those two. Anyway, Hogan put over Warrior, as a babyface. It's not the same dynamic because we know that Cody established himself and John Cena established himself. But the last time he had two major baby faces collided like that was around that time, and it didn't work out. The Warrior had a bad title run. Let's just put it like that. But anyway, enough about that. I just think two baby faces at the moment is not a good. I mean, I won't say it's not a good look, but you have to have an antagonist. You have to have a major antagonist to draw, right?
You on that.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, we got two baby faces, but if you get that villain, right? And now if Rock can manipulate Cody and turn him into a villain, and then Cody breaks out from under the Rock, let's say about SummerSlam or maybe Survivor Series by next year. You know how Rock? Okay, so I'm ranting a little bit, but you remember how back in the Attitude Era, right? Like Rock will flip flop. He'd be a heel a couple months. Next couple months, he'd be like an anti-hero. Then he's a full-fledged baby face, right?
Right.
You think that's the same dynamic they would probably go with, with Cody?
Yeah.
Because people still love The Rock.
Yeah. So it's hard to hate The Rock, to be honest with you. It's not like The Rock can never be. He can be a heel, even though he'll talk shit to the crowd. The crowd wants to eat it up. Like, people love The Rock.
Cheering on him when he's cursing him out. He said, "I'll smack the syphilis off your face."
The girl was like,
she stood up and was like, "Smack my syphilis," So
yeah. That was funny.
So, that's what I'm saying. Like, even with Cody, let's think about it. Like, Cody is he's portraying the all-American boy, but I see Homelander coming out of him. If you watch The Boys on Prime Video, I see the Homelander coming out of him. So
okay.
And I would like to see that Cody, that Bullet Club Cody from like 2000, probably like 2000, was it 2018? I remember thinking 2018 to 2019, right before he went to AEW. That was peak Cody right there. That was good villain Cody right there. Ooh. And he can play a villain real good. Trust me.
What did I say? Episode, I think 8 or we're at 9. Okay, episode 7. I think episode 7. I said this. I said before the whole Rock thing, before this happened, I remember saying something about Cody would turn heel against Cena. He'll beat the hell out of him, right?
Right.
And I remember saying it, so I can picture night after WrestleMania, Cody got
Mm-hmm.
the belt, Rock standing beside him, and Cody just going off on the fans. I
Right.
feel like because it needs to happen, because it can bring some new excitement to his title run.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, it's too predictable. You know he's gonna win. It's like I like Cody as a champion, but at the same time, it's like this can bring some new excitement to his title run. This could
Absolutely.
add a longer title run. Actually, if you think about it,
Absolutely.
it could be a longer title run with Cody with this situation right
Because
here.
you're tweaking the character.
You're tweaking the
You're giving
character.
them more. You're giving them more depth. You're giving them more substance to work with.
Yeah,
You
and you give
actually
him
introduced
more
fresh matchups too.
Yeah, fresh
Fresh
matchups.
matchups. So
Yep.
I
Yep.
absolutely agree with you 100%. That is a good take right there.
Fresh
Good
matchups,
take.
and you give him that mean streak that's kind of like missing. You
Right.
can add that to his character, so when he turns face again,
Mm-hmm.
he keeps that. He keeps that main streak that he got. He keeps that same character. Like Roman kept his character kind of the same a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the tribal chief, and then he came back a little bit. He kept the same persona a little bit almost. He can keep the same. Cody can do the exact same thing. You could even do a Cody heel versus a Roman face. That would be.
Oh my God! I wasn't even thinking that far ahead.
Imagine that at SummerSlam. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Matter of fact, I absolutely see that, and that's how Roman gets his belt back.
Yeah,
because Roman takes the belt from a heel Cody.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's how you do it.
Roman takes a belt.
That's how you do it.
Roman takes a belt from a heel Cody. Rock gets upset. Rock versus Roman.
WrestleMania. Come on, man. You cooking with fish
there
grease.
It is. See, there. Yep.
I'm going to make a shirt that says "Cooking with fish grease."
There we go. That's how you get to that point.
That was maybe this is. Let's stand. You heard this, ladies and gentlemen. You heard this first.
Yes.
All the Gold podcasts.
Yes.
That is what's going to take place in the next couple months. Book it, stamp it. Matter of fact, you can go Bet US, you can go to DraftKings, wherever you want to go. Put it on, put $100 on.
We're going to timestamp this. We heard this first. So in August or July, when they even do SummerSlam,
right?
You heard it first. You heard it first,
man. Yep.
You heard it first. We was the first one to talk about Rock on the podcast, actually. We were first.
Right, we were first.
We was on it. I checked.
When he broke that news. I mean, we might not be as popular as everybody, but damn it, we put that news out there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We was first. That would be,
look, let me tell you something. If you were a writer, if I didn't, okay, let's say we didn't know each other, and you would have told me that, I was like, "Are you a writer, sir? Do you write for WWE?" Because you nailed it right on the head.
That'd be great. That's please do that.
I like
please
that.
Do that.
All right.
Yes. Yeah.
So I just going back to the Rock segment, just by the segment itself. When he first came out, I was kind of like all over the place. I was like, "Where is he going with this?" Like, I'm like, "Dude," I said, "Get to." I like something. He was sounding good. He was sounding like he's in between both characters, like good and heel, right? Like,
he was doing that. Yeah.
But man, when he started cursing out them damn audience members, I was cracking up. He told that lady, he said, "Sit down before I smack the syphilis off your face." I was like, "Hey, yo."
Yeah, I was like, this man don't give no fucks.
Right.
Right. I love it.
He don't. That's that's the beauty of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Why wasn't this the last segment though?
I don't know, but they should have made that the last segment. I guess they probably didn't want everybody to wait. They probably didn't want everybody to wait.
Yeah.
Well, you see that Rock actually did. I mean, I was looking at the press conference, and he actually changed clothes or whatever. So he probably didn't want to do it last because he wanted to change up. He probably got to leave right after this. So,
True.
Being under all them lights, you do get sweaty. So you probably had to freshen up and stuff before, you hit the
That makes sense. So. Yeah, that makes sense. Because I was thinking like, why did they? Yeah, okay. Okay, right. that makes sense. Okay.
So we're going to jump right into the next one. You ready to jump into the next one?
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Where we at? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna skip this one. I mean, I'm not really gonna skip. I'm just gonna skim through this one because it was DIY versus Pretty Deadly.
Yeah,
they got interrupted by the Street Profits. Now, I would say this about the Street Profits.
I didn't put in my notes. I skipped it.
The Street Profits,
beat
3 teams' asses. Like when I tell you they put boost to asses, they did.
They did.
Man, I love this new Street Profits, man, but it shows you the weakness of the tag division because the tag division only has what on SmackDown only has like 3 teams.
Yeah, that's it.
Four, including the Street Profits. So I'm like, y'all need to ramp up that division. Bad.
They do. They're gonna put them together like they're gonna put them together like in a match together, WrestleMania all together.
Yeah, you have to do a fatal 4-way for the titles.
You can fatal 4-way for the title.
Yeah, but I don't know if you peeped this though, man. I did like not Damian, Solo and Jacob. I liked them as a tag team. They look legit when they was coming down to the ring. I was like, damn, I can get behind that, yo. Like pause, I can, no Diddy.
Yeah,
I can get behind that because I'm like, yo, that's a good tag team,
Did you notice the character swap with them too?
Yeah, they actually touched on it. But look, we're gonna jump right into that. Hold up, we're gonna jump right into that. Let me bring it back just a little bit. So they Montez Ford, just go back to Montez Ford. He's gonna be a solo star. I'm giving 1 more year within this group, but he's gonna be a solo star because I've
been hoping for this.
He looks crazy. Like he looks like he's shining right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
he needs that.
I like this heel Montez right now.
Yeah. I would love to see him as a single superstar. Have him go after one of the titles, something like that. Even like I know this. That won't make sense. It's like NXT, but that won't make sense.
I see him going after the U.S. title.
Yeah, U.S. title or something like that.
The mid card.
That'd be great for him to have that run, have him separate.
Yeah, give him a little small mid card run with the title.
I feel like they teased it a while ago, but they just pulled the plug on that idea. Tease it,
I think by 2020, the year he was in the elimination chamber.
That's what it was. Yeah,
they teased it a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You remember that year he was in the elimination chamber?
Yeah. I can't remember what year it was.
I said they got the right one in there now because I thought he was going to show his ass on that joint.
Yeah.
Yep. But now we go to the last final segment of this episode of SmackDown. Damian Priest and Braun Strowman versus Solo and Jacob. Jacob always cut that fire promo when he first come out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
he cut that. All gas, no brakes. So fire promo. But going back to what we said earlier at the beginning of the program, I said that I think, if I'm not mistaken, I got to go back and look at it, but it was a look given. Did you catch that?
Which one? When backstage? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was like, yeah. So they planting the seed. They planting the seeds. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a match with them at WrestleMania. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, it's going to be a match, but I still feel like that feeling of Solo being like overshadowed in so many ways.
Well, okay. So going back to that dynamic we was talking about. The announcers, they said it. I mean, if you catch them coming out the curtain when the Solo said "play my music" when they was coming out from Gorilla, I think it was Joe Tessitore or I think it was Joe Tessitore that said, "But do you see the dynamic change between Solo and Jacob Fatu?" And I was like, "Oh man, they pointing that out already." So yeah, you can tell that the dynamic switch, and that's probably what they was afraid of. And I think we talked about it before. I think they was afraid that Solo was going to be outshined by Jacob. And it came to pass. Now, don't get me wrong. Solo is good.
Yeah, he is.
But it's just Jacob has this aura about him, this intensity. Like he's just shining, dude. Like he makes you feel like he's legit, like for real.
Yeah, he does. Like
I'm not thinking of anything that Solo did because I like Solo, but I think Jacob is like on a different level. That's it.
I'm with you on that a million percent because I do feel like Jacob has an aura where you see him, you don't see nobody else. Like you like it's almost like Solo gets dwarfed when he's standing right next to him. You don't see him. It's just like because everybody, your eyes. So if he has a presence, he has a ring, he has a confidence, he has a toughness. He can. This who can talk on a mic. Like man, he's a problem. He's gonna go so far, yo. Like
he's gonna be a big problem. It's gonna be a big problem, and I think they're gonna give him another year. They're gonna basically get him probably like in the mid card title. He's probably gonna win the United States Championship, carry that for a little bit, and then he's going to go on the challenge for the world, the WWE Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. Don't matter, but I guarantee you, give him a year's time, he's gonna be in either or title picture.
What if you do this? What if you fight fancy booking here? What if you do this? What if you have Solo fight Jacob at WrestleMania, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Jacob beats the brakes off Solo, like
Right.
beats the brakes off, make him write him off TV and everything like that.
Right.
And then you have Jacob Fatu go on this massive undefeated run, give him like a U.S. title or something like that, and have the two brothers with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this is where you
Tongaloa and Tama Tonga.
Yes. Had both of those guys with him the whole time, and he just kicking everybody ass. You know what I'm saying? Like you had make sure like he don't show too much weakness. He doesn't eat any pins for a while.
Right.
Like you keep this character strong. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a thing where you make Solo be missed. So maybe you got to make Solo feel like you got to feel sorry for him in a sense to care about his character. Like I just mentioned, how he doesn't feel like he measure up. Solo is good at. We both like Solo. Solo is good,
right?
But this is the point where you get Solo, the character for Solo, to feel like, dang, look at what he been through. Dang, they took him out. We want Solo or something like that. So have him change his character just a little bit, just a little tweak to his character.
Just tweak to the character, yeah.
So you have Solo put Jacob over. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think they can go that route with Solo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Jacob. I mean, yeah.
Right. I mean, yeah. So many ways you can go with this story. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you still remember, we still got members of the Anawahi family still out there lurking in the shadows. We still got Hikuleu. He's already signed to NXT. They just didn't use him on TV yet.
And that one that's tall, the tall one?
Yeah, Hikuleu.
Okay.
And they got Zilla Fatu that's down in Booker T's
he's
promotion.
Good. I seen him.
Yeah. So, you know, listen, man, there's so many ways you can go, and then Jacob could bring one of them out and they can out Solo and then write Solo off TV like Solo did Jimmy. True. Right?
Yep.
And go from there, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because that whole I love you thing, plays out.
Yeah, and hey, look, listen, you was cooking with grease on that one too, because I didn't even think about that. He kept saying, I love you, Jacob. And remember last time he said that, like you said, he attacked Jimmy. That's when Jimmy was out for like a couple months.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So look, listen, we still haven't seen Roman Reigns. We don't know what's going on with that. I know they say he'll be out indefinitely, but you know, that's probably like for story. I don't know. It's still like a little bit confusing to me because Roman is out, and I know Roman has to come back to establish a match. I haven't seen Paul Heyman. I'm surprised I didn't see Paul Heyman.
Okay.
So many different avenues you can go at this moment with this.
Yeah, I do feel like it's gonna be Seth and Roman. You know,
at this point in time, I'm thinking it is gonna be just Seth and Roman. So, like this is where it gets confusing to me because, like you said, you still have CM Punk. Dang. You know.
Yeah, that is confusing. Dang, yeah, I don't know. That is confusing because
it's confusing to me, man.
Because you got the whole Cody thing, so it's
right.
Yeah,
this Cody thing. I want your soul thing, man. I'm like, oh God, come on, what are we doing? Right. But we're about to go into our segment. Are you ready for the segment that you came up with? Your top.
Oh yes, let's do. Man,
don't forget. I didn't forget.
I didn't forget either. This took some time and some erasing and some going back, and it was hard to leave someone's out to be honest. So I had to.
Right.
All right. So like I mentioned,
now before we start, are we going to do it the same format we did it last week? Like you go, I go.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
All right, let's do it.
Keep it like that. So every week we do a top 10.
Right.
This week is top 10 rivalries of all time. We're not going to just do WWE. We're not going to do that. So we're going to do WWF, WWE, ECW, WCW, AEW. We're going to do all of them. We're going to do all of them. 10 to 1. Let me see. Man, this was tough, yo. All right. Let me go first with this one.
All right. Go ahead. Kick it.
My 10 is one that was recent that really caught my attention. Was one really that caught my attention because I love the way these two guys work. Because they had legit heat with each other. They didn't like each other. My 10th one, I'm gonna go with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I enjoyed that feud. I know it's recent, but I enjoyed that feud. That was a good ass feud. That was a solid feud. That was,
sure.
I would say that's the last good feud, and it's been a while since we had a good feud like that with multiple matches and still keep your interest. So I'm gonna go with that for my 10.
All right, so for my number 10, I am going to go with. It was a brief feud, but it was funny. It was brief, but it was cool. It was Roddy Piper versus Goldust. You remember that SummerSlam?
Yeah.
Yeah, Roddy Piper and Goldust.
Was that WrestleMania 12?
I believe so. That's when they had the parking lot,
the backyard brawl, something like that.
Right, they was in like a
and it was fake like it's OJ
Cadillac or whatever. If I can't, and they was fighting and stuff
Gold
like that.
Cadillac. Yeah, I remember that.
Piper's like Piper. I don't know if Piper's being homophobic or not, but they threw like shades of it. I'm like, yo, but it was just funny. It was funny, and it was just entertaining to me because I knew that Dustin, well, Goldust, you know what I'm saying? I know he can go, so it's just a character.
Yeah.
I know Piper was like, homoerotic, so that was my number 10 right there.
Good choice. That's a solid choice.
Yep.
Bring back memories. This is the last one that's like recent. I remember flipping back and forth. This is when CM Punk first joined AEW. Well, probably I could be wrong, but this around that time. Seeing him and MJF go back and forth in a match, in the promos, I enjoy that.
Right.
I'm fairly new to AEW, but that was the one time that them two guys had me hooked on what they're saying back and forth. Both of those guys can go on a mic. Both of those guys can go in the ring. CM Punk versus MJF for my number 9.
Listen. That was a great ass feud. Like I really enjoyed the CM Punk versus and I will actually put that on my list, but I can't. Is my go now?
Yes.
All right, so I will go for my number 9. I'm gonna go with the Hardy Boys versus Edge and Christian versus the Dudley Boys.
Ooh.
And remember, it was at WrestleMania X7. Do you remember the ladder match?
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that whole triple threat rivalry thing they had going on for the title. So I really enjoyed that, and especially just the action of that match. Edge spearing Jeff off the when he was holding on the brief. Remember, he was holding on the briefcase.
Yeah. Solid. I love that. Good choice.
I had to throw a little tag team rivalry in there, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Now we're on number 8 now.
We're at number 8. Number 8
is
take you back from 2006 all the way to 2010, I believe.
Yeah.
This is the PG era. WWE. And this is an era where it's just very tough because at this point, Rock is gone, Austin gone. So the new era is coming. Cena versus Edge.
Cena versus Edge. That is the not the PG era. What they call it? The
would that be PG era? That wasn't that PG era?
Ruthless aggression.
Hey, thank you. That's what it is.
Yeah. I was trying to think. When I came to my mind, I was
Ruthless aggression. That's what it is. Thank you. Ruthless aggression era.
Aggression.
Yes. SummerSlam 2006, I believe, or 7. I can't remember what year it was. When Edge first cashed in his Money in the Bank, that was a good one. Just the back and forth, and that was one of the things that kind of helps Cena solidify his status. And to me, he's not the greatest of all time, but he got his status somewhere in that category, but not above Austin and Rock and Brett and Shawn and Taker. No, but to me that helped solidify Cena's status as the one of the top main guys, because every main guy has had that feud. So that's why I'll say Cena versus Edge for 8.
Right, Cena versus Edge. Okay. All right, for me, I am going to go with I'm going to do Steamboat versus Savage.
Ooh.
Steamboat versus Savage, WrestleMania 3. Savage put a hurting on that man. had him chop him. What he did with he did something to his neck. I think did he put a chair around his? I can't remember exactly what he did.
He put a chair around his neck. I think before
a chair around his neck and then crushed it. And he was out for a couple months.
Good
and
choice.
Savage had the Intercontinental belt, and then they had the greatest WrestleMania match, like technical wise.
I'm with you. I remember
of all time. Like if I can always go back to WrestleMania 3 and watch that match for the Intercontinental Championship. That is my favorite Intercontinental Championship match of all time. And that, I'm not saying because I love the ladder match with Shawn and Razor, but that Savage and Steamboat match, nobody still can touch that match in my opinion. That was.
I still remember. I had a VHS tape of that match, WrestleMania 3, and I used to play that as a young kid over and over again. I know that match move by move.
Yes,
from top to bottom. I still know the finish when George Allen was still and all that. Like I know the finish to that. I remember that is the classic. I think I still have it in my drawer somewhere. I got to look because I got to.
If you have it, God bless you, because I know that VHS. I don't know. That's probably like what, almost 40 years now.
Yeah.
Damn, we call each other.
Dang, I think that shit older than us.
Maybe 38 years. Maybe 38 years.
38. It's climbing up there. Yeah. Wow. Okay.
But still, man, that's a classic match. But that was my number 8 right there.
All right. So you're number 7. Number 7 takes me back to middle school. When a time when I would say the NWO versus Wolfpack, WCW. That was an exciting time. Just how the back and forth. Yeah, Monday Night Raw, Monday Night Wars, and everything like that. Just see the back and forth. How it was just fun. It was just a fun time in wrestling. So I'll just say, I go with that for my number 7. I'll go with that. Okay.
For my number 7, I'm gonna go with old WCW / NWA feud. It's a tag feud. I'm gonna go with the Road Warriors versus the Midnight Express. Yeah, I'm gonna go. It was an underrated feud, but it's just the Road Warriors, and that's I think it was Jim Cornette's version of the Midnight Express. It was 2 versions of the Midnight Express, but it was Cornette. So I'm gonna go with Road Warriors versus Midnight Express for that one. That was a pretty decent feud, leading for the NWA / WCW World Tag Team Championships. And
I love that.
I could have went with the Road Warriors versus like the Four Horsemen too. Matter of fact, I might do that. Like Tully and what was it? Tully and it was like the Brainbusters, Tully and Arn Anderson when they went against the Road Warriors. Yeah, so I'm gonna scratch the Midnight Express, putting in the Four Horsemen. Yeah, nice. Anything Road Warriors, I'm putting that right there in my spot. So.
Yeah. Solid. I like that. Okay.
All right.
Number 6. I'm gonna go with 2005, 2006. This one, Kurt Angle first joined TNA. When he debuted, he came out, had that new music with the flag, and he got into it with Samoa Joe. They had some classic matches.
Right.
You talking about a time to be a wrestling fan? This one, TNA was really killing shit. Christopher Daniels, AJ Styles, they were killing it. They were a problem for WWE, to be honest. They were Kurt Angle versus Samoa Joe.
TNA was a problem for like in the early 2000s.
Yes, yeah, legit.
All right, was that number 7? Right, we had number 7.
That's 6 for me.
Okay,
6 for me. Yeah, 6.
I'm gonna hit you with something right now. You probably like, oh man, I'm gonna go ECW. I'm gonna go with Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. They did have a little brief rivalry in ECW. And then before they got both signed to, I think it was before they went to WCW, if I'm not mistaken. I believe so. But yeah, I'm gonna go Dean Malenko and Eddie Guerrero in ECW. Just the technicality of the matches. Eddie was a wrestling machine, and Dean, man of 1,000 holds. Dean, trust me, these youngsters, man. If you want to know the Iceman, hey, bro, come on, man, come on.
Hey,
he was so underrated, dog. Like he was just a killer in the ring, dog.
Yeah. Fans, do your research. I'm telling you, this both.
Yeah. So that's one of my ECWs right there. But go ahead. We're gonna go on number 6 right now, because now I might have to just wash it out with all WWE, WWF right now, because I had to get something out with some of the other brands, but
same. All right,
yeah,
this is
I
where
might
it
have
gets
to
like,
because I got too
yeah,
many.
this
I
is
got too many
really
right
where
now that I'm like,
it gets.
yeah.
Woo!
All right.
All right, number 5.
Well,
I would
no, we're at
say
six. We're at six.
1999 to
Coop, we at
at
six.
6. My
Yeah, I
bad,
think we
6.
six.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, 6. We
Yep.
6. My bad. I'm tripping.
Oh,
Okay,
you said five.
the next one we're at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm getting excited in my list because
No. I understand, man.
my next one I would say Attitude Era, 1998, 1999, 2000, 2001, Stone Cold versus Undertaker. The storytelling was
respect.
huge.
Yeah.
The storytelling.
Right.
Some of my favorite match with them two is two of them that stand out to me. SummerSlam 98, Highway to Hell, classic match right there. Fully Loaded 1999, First Blood match,
right,
super classic match right there. Like, yes, I'm gonna go with that. Undertaker versus Stone Cold for my number 6 spot.
Right,
I'm gonna go with that.
All right, so I am gonna go with Macho Man Randy Savage versus Hulk Hogan. The Mega Powers Explode for my number 6.
Oh, remember that promo?
Yeah, 88, 89 when they was exploded. Yeah.
He's Hulk Hogan.
Pukesters to the left of me, pukesters to the right of me. Oh yeah.
Didn't need him then and don't need him now.
But yeah, man, Savage was crazy. He was so jealous, man. Like Elizabeth, and it was rumors that he didn't really want nobody talking to her. He'll lock her in the closet, till he got back. You know what I'm saying? He was like real possessive. That's what I heard. That was the rumors. But Savage versus Hogan, Mega Powers that build up to that whole match. That was just an awesome time right there. I remember back when that used to go on Saturday Night Main Event, then Showtime at the Apollo come on right after that. You know what I'm saying? So that's I can remember that vividly in my head.
Wow.
Yo. So
wow.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, man, definitely Savage and Hogan with the Mega Powers. That was a real good rivalry right there. So I'm gonna let you go on to number 5 right there.
Solid. Number 5 brings me back to my childhood. WrestleMania 6. And this was a time I remember like being a big Hogan fan, but still like Warrior coming up and being super excited and remember them fighting. I remember that little poster that they had, title for title. I would go Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan. That was a time. That was a time. That I think we see. It's funny because we mentioned that earlier. Face to face. We did mention that earlier. See, Hogan versus Warrior. My number 5th spot.
All right. So we had number 5. That's the halfway point, right? So I'm gonna throw 2 honorable mentions in because we had the halfway point, and I can't. I wanted to fit them on, but I can't. So one of my honorable mentions is going to be Jake the Snake Roberts versus Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh,
when Savage. Remember when the Snake
Savage?
Yeah. So that was good because Jake was off the hook, yo. Jake was trying to like get Elizabeth and all that, and so that's one of my honorable mentions. And my other one is going to be, I would say, another tag team match, man. I'm gonna go with Demolition versus the Hart Foundation.
Oh,
yeah. Remember they was battling for the tag titles. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just remember, like, I was a big Hart Foundation fan. Yo, I was like Demolition. I couldn't stand Demolition, dog. But I grew to respect Demolition. But man, I was like, yo, you got to take the titles off the Demolition, dog. So those my
I remember watching the Hart Foundation matches like this. I was like, this is my main event.
Right.
Forget all that. This is my main event right here. I remember being the Hart Foundation saying, that was good.
And they wanted, it made you feel like tag team wrestling was so damn important back in the day.
It was.
Yeah, man. It was like, damn, I want to be a tag team champion. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how prestigious them belts were at the time, yo.
If there's one belt that I want to get, it's the old school tag team belt.
Yeah, the one with the world with blue and red in the middle. The old WWF
that one, team. Like,
for sure.
That belt is one of my favorite tag team belts.
Right.
Ooh.
So so that was my honorable mentions, but let me go number 5, and I am going to go.
Oh, right.
Razor Ramon versus Shawn Michaels Was it WrestleMania 10, the ladder match? Was it 10? Was it 10?
It was 10. It was 10.
Yeah, WrestleMania 10 was the
10.
ladder match. You can't, they was Sean had the Intercontinental Championship. Razor had the Intercontinental. I think Sean was who had it when they got suspended. Was it Razor that got suspended?
No.
That's the reason why they had 2 titles.
No, Sean got suspended.
Sean got suspended. So Razor
Sean
became
came back.
He became the interim Intercontinental Championship. So they had to unify both Intercontinentals to make one. Yeah. And that ladder match was what made me a fan of like I was already a fan of WWF, but when I saw the ladder match, I was like, 2 of my favorite wrestlers wrestling each other too. I was like, yo. Yeah.
Dang, I forgot about that
Razor,
one.
Man. Number 5, yo.
All right. Okay. Let me do my honorable mentions. I have to steal this one.
Right here, I did mine. You got to do yours, yo.
I totally forgot about that one.
Yeah.
That was the match of the night.
Right.
And again, me being a Bret Hart fan, I didn't care for Shawn Michaels, but you couldn't deny the in-ring skill of Shawn Michaels. This and Razor Ramon, that was a match in the night of that evening. So I would say that is my first honorable mention. My second one, I don't know why it's not up here. Because of the storytelling aspect. Kane versus Undertaker. The way they were telling the story. Your brother. Like the storytelling aspect of that as Undertaker is actually on my screen. Crazy. Yeah. So the story aspect of Kane and Undertaker, that rivalry is just one of the best of all time. I just forgot it because it's so much this is pressure, y'all. It's just pressure to put this together. This ain't easy, Right. This ain't easy. Where we at now? 4, right? 4?
Yeah.
Okay. My 4. Let's go back to the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Because these guys, the way their matches ran, the way the story was going, I say Triple H versus Stone Cold.
Okay.
No Way Out 2001, the 3 Stages of Hell.
Right.
You talking about a match that tells a story. Classic. Like that was one of my favorite rivalries. I remember what made it so cool too is Jim Ross.
Right.
Son of a bitch. Like
you son of a bitch. This is JR.
Good God
Almighty. Oh God.
He's got a family. So it's like Triple H is Triple H, you son of a bitch. Like I would say Triple H versus Stone Cold as my 4, yo. I would just say that, yo.
Yeah.
I would just say that.
That's your 4?
That's my 4. That's my 4.
No, I did 5, right?
You didn't do 4 yet. No, you didn't do 4 yet.
Okay, so my 4 is going to be Undertaker versus Mankind.
Oh.
The boiler room brawls and the whole Paul Bearer switching to Mankind through that dynamic, that whole, what I'm saying, switching the sides, what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, I said, Paul Bearer, what you doing, man? Like, what I'm saying? I think that was the worst. When I saw him come out with Mankind, I thought that was worse than him introducing Kane. I was like, yo, you betrayed the Taker, dog. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Was like, set back. He's dealing like Taker was always the dominant supernatural person, but then Mankind, his crazy self, Hey, yo, listen, Mick Foley, dog, that's my guy, yo.
Yeah,
that's my guy.
Foley did, man. Foley put in work, yo. I got him, man. God, I like that. I solid choice. Yeah. Ooh, who are we at? 3? Okay. 3. These guys, this is why I like this feud, because these guys feud from an Intercontinental title, WWE Championship, WrestleMania. Only thing that they didn't get the one-on-one WrestleMania match. That's what we got robbed of. Triple H versus The Rock.
Whoo!
We never got that one-on-one WrestleMania match. Right. We never got. They teased it in like 2015. They teased it, but I think Rock's schedule got kind of crazy. But Triple H versus The Rock, these guys feuded for years over titles. And what I like about it is one was face, one was heel. They swapped multiple times. It was always entertaining. These guys tore the house down every single time they fought. Rock versus Triple H.
Okay. That's number 3, right?
Yes, number 3.
All right. So for my number 3, I'm going to go with Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. That rivalry, everybody knows the rivalry. I mean, I guess I would even say that, they was friends, you know what I'm saying? But I think that rivalry started soon when Shawn Michaels kicked Marty Jannetty through the glass at the barbershop and threw him through the glass at the barbershop because
Classic.
Shawn came, he was with the Rockers, you know what I'm saying? They was actually the Midnight Rockers when they was in AWA. And then they was always being compared to like the Hart Foundation, like the cool team, you know what I'm saying? So then when they got the WWE, they get the WWE, and then they the Rockers now, Shawn, Marty, they the young guys, And I think, if I'm not mistaken, believe it or not, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember the rumor is correct, that Shawn and Marty never won the WWE Tag Team Championships. They did, technically they did, but they
won. They beat the Hart Foundation.
They beat the Hart Foundation, but they got them taken away from them.
Yep.
And always like, I always thought, you know what I'm saying, growing up, I was like,
crazy though.
That's crazy. Because I remember him holding up a belt one time.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I'm like, Shawn and Marty never won the tag. And I had to go back and look. I was like, yo, they never won the WWE, the WWF Tag Team Championships. So
that's a crime.
Right. It's a crime, right?
That should be a crime right there itself. The fact that they're one of the greatest and never held the title.
Yeah, and they was on fire. They was white hot.
They was.
White hot, never won the title. So that's what. So I think that rivalry always extended from them coming from AWA, trying to be the cool young tag team. Hart Foundation was like right there, even though Jim was a little bit older than Bret, but Bret was still young, at that moment. And then they were just coming along. Then they finally collided. Boom.
Yeah.
Shawn had got the hiccups. Shawn had the heel turn. He was on a rise. Him and Sherry, and then Bret was doing his thing as the Intercontinental. Then he became the world champion. Shawn became the Intercontinental champion. Then they finally collided. And I think it was when Shawn won the first Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Was it the first Rumble?
Rumble 95. Yeah,
95. Then they did the Iron Man match. 96, right?
96. Because he won it back to back. 95 and 96.
Yeah, 96. Yeah, so 96 they did the Iron Man match with Jose Lothario came down, and they did the whole Shawn from the rafters swinging down. So that rivalry is always intriguing because that was set that actually set for the new generation, set the tone for the 90s. You know what I'm saying? And into the Attitude Era, because without Bret and Shawn, you won't have an Attitude Era. Just put it like that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And that's one of my points for my list. Actually, is crazy.
You will not have an Attitude Era if it's not for Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Solid point. I agree with you 100%.
Because if we even go a little bit deeper than that, Shawn had he started DX. Bret started the new Hart Foundation with the Bulldog, Brian Pillman, Owen Hart, and was Jim the Anvil Neidhart was in it too. So I can go on about Bret and Shawn. So let's go to number 2 because I'm gonna keep going on about Bret and Shawn. But go ahead.
Same.
Those are my 2 favorite wrestlers. So
my number 2. Yeah, and this is interesting that this is number 2 because normally I put this in number 1, but I had to really think about my choices. My number 2, the 2 of the greatest of all time, and I think I said this last week, my top 10: Stone Cold versus The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
And never in the era of wrestling have you ever had 2 who are just A1 and like. You would never get this again. You'll never have it because your argument. Someone could argue that Stone Cold is better, and you could be legit right. Someone could argue Rock is better. You could be legit right. They're both just like this neck and neck every single time, and they match and fuse.
It's like 1A and 1B.
That's exactly what it is. It's just like every single time, like we talking about these guys took wrestling to a whole nother era. Like like. I'm glad I got to see them in person, in their prime. Like that is a solid thing. Like Stone Cold versus The Rock. I say it for my number 2.
Right. So I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in here. I'm gonna bring a current one at number 2 because I felt like this rivalry was pretty decent. and I don't know if you remember this, but I really enjoyed the Randy Orton versus Triple H feud, the Triple H and Randy Orton feud. That was
Yeah.
that was an underrated feud. I think
Very,
they could have
very.
done so much more because it had a whole dynamic with Evolution. Randy was the youngest world championship. Triple H betrayed him. Years later, Triple H is like, I won't say he's on the decline of his career, but Triple H is winding down. Randy is like coming up as the top guy. He, goes into his house and he RKO'd Stephanie. So it's just, listen, that was an underrated feud. A lot of people might not agree with me, but I enjoyed that feud. That's just my personal opinion. I'm gonna put that at number 2.
That's a good choice. I remember that feud, and I remember that when he broke into the house, like that.
Yeah,
it's so many things. Them fighting that Backlash, they fight at WrestleMania. They had some classic feuds because their storylines are intertwined with each other, like Evolution and all that. So
yeah,
that
teacher versus student.
I like that.
Basically. Teacher versus student.
Yeah. Here we go.
But everybody know what everybody.
My number one.
If you don't know, you know what my number 1 is going to be. But I'm gonna let you go. It's your turn.
Yeah. My number 1 came at a time when, after the Hogan era left, after Hogan was WCW, and I'm the biggest Bret Hart guy in the world. Bret versus Shawn. It's funny because I actually, by accident, watched like a W rivalry thing. It came on YouTube. I was like, dang,
yeah,
these guys are really they were major heat with each other. And the fact that they had major heat with each other and still was able to put their things aside and still have classic matches says a lot.
Right.
They had their tension, they had their little backstage stuff and all that, but they still put on some classic matches.
Classic matches, yo.
Classic matches. Bret versus Shawn. I gotta say that. And I like your point. If you don't have Bret versus Shawn, you don't get the Attitude Era.
No,
they started a lot of trends. You don't. If you don't have Bret and Shawn, you don't have Cody. So it's so many things that these guys were inspirations for rivalries and all that. So Bret versus Shawn, my number 1.
Because even to touch on your point right there, remember we came out the whole Hogan era where it was nothing but big men, like big, bodybuilder type. You know what I'm saying? Shawn and Bret basically brought on the little guy can be the champion, carry the company too. You know what I'm saying? So, without Bret and Shawn, you won't, like you said, you won't have like the going into the Attitude Era. You won't have nothing really, because Bret. I mean, they carried the company at a time when the company was like on the downfall. So you gotta look at it like that. And he went head to head with WCW when WCW was on fire. Like you got to give them credit for that. Man.
Yeah. That point right there. Yeah,
they really could have tanked. The WWF could have tanked at any moment, but they kept it afloat. So you got to give them credit for that, man.
Right. Yeah,
for sure. So that's a good number 1 right there. But we know what number 1 is going to be for me, and that's my boy Dusty Rhodes versus Ric Flair. You can't, yo. And this is why I say I'm gonna put some AWA, some NWA, some WCW in it, because Dusty and Flair had the greatest matches to me as a historian of wrestling. I go back and I watch it, like them when they did the Starrcade, the first Starrcade, when they did it at the Mets field, when they did it on the Mets field, and helicopter and all that. Dusty beat him for the title. It was just so many moments between them two, man. The promos that they was cutting on each other they were what you call it when somebody said past there wasn't their time. What's the word I'm looking for? God, I can't even think right now. So late. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it was ahead of their time.
Ahead of their time. Yeah, they definitely were. Yeah.
It was late for me, but let me tell you something, man. Entertaining matches, and then, like you said, you gotta understand the promo skills of these two. They're masters of the mic. As a matter of fact, I'm going to state this right now. Next week, when we do our top 10, we're going to be masters of the mic. We're going to do top 10 masters of the mic. Because it just hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So we're going to be masters of the mic next Friday. But for sure, man, just the Flair coming out talking trash, Flair putting Dusty away for a couple months, and Dusty coming back. And you know what I'm saying? He said that promo he did with the factory worker, they give you a watch and they kick you in your butt, and you just put your hands right here, and man, come on, man, you can't tell me Dusty didn't cut no good promos, dog.
Yeah.
Yo, that's what made me love wrestling. I'm not gonna lie to you. I know they say Hogan and man. Look, when I go back and watch old wrestling videos, especially with Dusty and Flair, and just sit back and admire how they're doing kayfabe, like it's just crazy, yo. Like that's what made me fall in love with wrestling. So yeah, Dusty and Flair number one for me, yo.
Solid. That's a solid choice, y'all.
Because I mean, if you think about it, I know people, they say Dusty got his swag from what's my boy used to wrestle with WWF, the one that looked like Hogan. God. Superstar Billy Graham, like they copy Superstar Billy Graham and some of his swag.
Yeah. I heard that before.
Just George from the 50s.
Yeah.
Like they took pieces from everybody, which is true, but they made it their own. And when they made it their own, now they influenced a whole crop, a whole generations of wrestlers, in front of them. And you can tell it by everybody's promos now. Like people take after. I mean, Dusty done damn near made a whole damn performance center, full of wrestlers. So you know what it is, man. Like that's
if one for Dusty, it wouldn't be no Roman. Like
Dusty
put work right. Legit.
Absolutely right.
That whole roster now, the champions of Seth Rollins, that whole crew, Charlotte, all of them.
90. I'll say this. Yeah. 76, maybe 70. I'll probably 80% of the WWE right now is they're a benefactor of Dusty Rhodes and his training.
Legit.
And then, like I said, without Ric Flair, without Ric Flair playing the villain role, the way he played the villain role, you wouldn't have good villains without Flair.
Yeah,
and you can say you can say what you want to say. Say what Ric Flair.
I agree with that. You wouldn't have the Rock without Ric Flair. You wouldn't have the Rock without Ric Flair.
With a tear in my eye.
Oh man,
you better know. You better know.
Yeah. Nature boy.
Ooh. Yep.
Yeah.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that was our top 10 list, man. I appreciate this episode was so damn fun. This is so damn fun. And you know what? I'm gonna let you know, Coop, that this is a great idea from you doing this top 10 because I really enjoy doing the top 10. I'm not gonna hold you, man. This is really, really fun to me.
I agree. I look forward to it every week. So it's like it's something to look forward to. Like, it's something like, okay, we got top 10, we got this episode, and top 10. Now we got top Master of the Mic.
Yeah, Masters of the Mic. Next, matter of fact, we got to come up. I'm gonna holler at you when we get off. I'm gonna holler at you.
Okay, yeah. I'm with it.
Right.
I'm with it.
Man.
Guys.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. If you see this episode, please like and subscribe. I'm gonna let my boy Coop say what he got to say.
Again, guys, your support means everything. Thank you for support with the podcast, YouTube podcast, the podcast on Spotify and everything. If you're watching for the first time, thank you. Share your comments, share anything, share your perspectives, even if you disagree, share your perspectives. Your point of view matters. Thank you, guys. This is episode 9. We are on a roll, y'all. And this is fun. It doesn't feel like work. This is fun.
It doesn't feel like work.
It doesn't feel like work. It feels like, no. We enjoy what we do. We're passionate what we do, y'all. You will continue to see his face. We will continue to be consistent. We appreciate y'all. And guess what? Our next episode is episode 10, y'all.
10. Like 10. What my boy he Sean Spears now, but he used to be like Tyler, whatever his name was, but 10.
10. The golden episode is coming up next Monday, y'all. Again, thank you guys. Appreciate y'all support. All the Gold podcasts, all the Gold podcasts. All the time. We are out.
Peace.